Haikyuu. What's up? The couple were the only remaining players in the club room. Are you going to walk me home? Don't I always? I was just making sure. Can you stay the night with me? Why? Haikyuu shrugged. Why not? Why do you always question me? Dart. 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚗𝚑 was packing his clothes in his bag while the other was leaning against the doorway. And you always talk about me being the slow one. I need to lock up the club room. 𝚘𝚘𝚠𝚗. Move faster 𝚘𝚘𝚠𝚗. Don't patronize me. Haikyuu snorted as Iwa stood up with his bag in hand. The pair began walking the familiar route to Haikyuu's house. How much do I trust you? Interesting question. Enough, I guess. Would you care to elaborate, please? I mean, it's such a broad question. You can get a different answer depending on who you ask. Well, I'm asking you. You can be honest. My feelings won't get hurt. You literally cried last weekend when I told you that your hair looked flatter than normal. That time was different. I didn't ask for your input then. 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚗𝚑 playfully rolled his eyes before continuing. Anyway, I don't know how much you trust me. How am I supposed to know? Isn't that up to you? I would hope that it's a lot, you know, since we've been dating for almost a year and known each other for longer. Haikyuu huffed and crossed his arms. And what if I didn't trust you at all? The shorter male was quiet for a few moments, really thinking over his answer. Well, then I guess we don't need to be doing this anymore. I guess that's fair. The normally talkative boy went silent, and this worried Hajime. Did he say the wrong thing? He did tell him to be honest with his answer though, didn't he? Toru began to walk ahead of him. Shit, did I piss him off? Dart. He started to speed up and chase after him. Are you mad? You told me to be honest. Before he could even say another word, Haikyuu stopped suddenly and began to fall backward. 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚗𝚑 wasn't as close to him as he previously was, so he had to rush over and catch him before his head hit the ground. Oh. What the hell? You can't just do. He stopped yelling when he heard his boyfriend snickering below him. What's so funny down there? Nothing. It's just that I didn't think that you would catch me. I almost didn't. Iwa-chan. The reason is you were too far ahead of me. You almost fell on the ground. But I didn't. See, I knew I could trust you to catch me. What? His confused expression sent Toru into another fit of laughter. It's called a trust fall. You. He just sighed, running a hand over his face. He removed his hand, revealing a small smile. What am I going to do with you? I don't know. I am quite the handful. You really are. I don't know how Auntie puts up with you almost 24/7. Haikyuu playfully shoved him and the other laughed a little. Semi. He caught him coming out of his class and ran up to him, giving him a quick kiss. Is this going to be a new thing? You calling me that? Maybe. I haven't decided. Your only purpose in life is to annoy me. I would like to think otherwise, and that my purpose in life is to become a more sophisticated setter. Whatever helps you sleep at night, Kenji. People around them, specifically Tenda, noticed that the two boys seemed more outgoing and less uptight. When they finally announced their relationship, it shocked everyone. Their personalities just didn't go together, though it's not like they paid attention to them anyway. They lived in their own little world that consisted of only the both of them. Which was normal considering that they were a new couple. They were still in the honeymoon phase. The pair began the walk to the club room to prepare for the day's practice. I wonder what coach is going to have us do today. Most likely drills that will increase our hitting power. They walked through the doors of Shiratorizawa's gym and they were immediately greeted by Tenda, who was being followed closely by their captain. Hey, guys. Took you long enough. Don't get ahead of yourself. You and Ashijima are always the last ones here. Not today, we aren't. So why don't you hurry along and get dressed? He pushed Shirabu in the direction of the changing room, with Semi trailing behind them. Alright, I get it. You can stop Tendao. Have fun you too. He winked at them and jogged in the direction of the rest of their teammates. Shirabu sighed and looked up at Semi, who had his back toward him, already changing. I wonder. Semi. Wah. Catch. The taller boy whirled around in time to catch the balled up shirt that was aggressively thrown in his direction. What? Before he could finish, Kenjiro had run up, turned around, and fell backward into his arms. He was able to catch him quite quickly. Geez, you're heavy. He stumbled back, almost dropping him in the process. Shirabu pushed back, making them both tumble to the ground, falling on top of each other. Oh my god. What was the reason? What was the reason? For the first thing or the second thing? Both, Kenji. Well, the first thing was so that I could make sure that I would be able to do the second thing. You didn't think that I was going to catch you. I just had to be sure. So you threw a balled up shirt at me. It made sense at the moment. Was this supposed to be a trust fall challenge type of thing? Yes. Just at that moment, the door flew open, revealing a certain redhead on the other side. Ahoho, don't mind me. Keep going, take your time. Semi sighed and tilted his head back. Tendao, we'll be out in a second. When I said have fun, I didn't think that you would take me up on my offer. What offer? I've been stalling for the past 20 minutes. We've been in here for 20 minutes. Sure have, and the coach is not pleased, so if I were you, I would hurry it up. Tell him we'll be out soon, and close the door. Tendao left without another word, closing the door behind him. The couple groaned and finished getting dressed. When they came out, they got an earful from their coach and they had to do flying laps, and every time they looked at each other their faces turned a brilliant shade of red. Hey bro. Matsukoa came out of his house and fist bumped the other male before starting their commute to school. The two walked in relative silence. Every now and then one of them would make a dumb comment, they would laugh, and then it would go back to being quiet. When they arrived at school, they said their goodbyes and split up, going their own ways. Love you. Love you too. No homo. No homo. Why do you guys always say that? You've been dating for longer than I and Oikoa have. Why are you listening in on our private couples conversation? What? Sigh. I expected more from you, Hajime Waizumi. He shook his head and continued to walk past him down the hallway. Iwa had gotten used to the couple's antics. They were more like a pair of immature 5th graders instead of a third-year couple. But he had no right to question their relationship. Look at him and Oikoa. Actually, just look at Oikoa. Time skip. Time for afternoon practice. Maki and Matson skipped into the gym hand in hand, obnoxiously swinging their arms back and forth. You guys are late, again. Why, hello to you too, Iwa-chan. Just go get changed, and hurry up, we've been waiting for you guys so that we can start. I didn't know we were that special. They rarely ever showed up to practice on time, but when they finally did, they played around most of the time. Most of the time they roped Oikoa into their antics. It didn't matter though, they knew when to get serious and they were good players. Trust fall. Matson, volleyball in hand, just watched his boyfriend fall to the ground with an audible oof. That was very homophobic of you. What if it was? I'm going to report you for committing a hate crime. Do it, you won't. Their banter was cut short by Iwaizumi yelling at them to stop messing around. Yes, daddy. A few minutes later Hanamaki was leaning against the wall, lost in his thoughts, watching everyone else practice. His thoughts were abruptly discontinued by his boyfriend running in front of him yelling, "Trust fall." Maki purposefully moved over so that he would fall and hit the ground. He hit the ground and he lay there in a starfish position. I'm reporting you for committing a hate crime. I already said that. I know, and it was funny. It's not when you say it. Care to join me? On the floor. Hanamaki crouched down and lay down next to him on the gym floor. No, in your mom. My mom is kinda hot though. I probably would join you. Hey yo, chill. Time skip. Practice was now over, and as usual, Maki and Mattson were the first to leave, but they went to a nearby convenience store instead of going to Matsuko's house. Are you buying? What are you gonna give me in return? I'll suck you off. Deal. Get whatever you want. Thank you, Daddy. Hanamaki ran off picking up random items as he went, while Matsuko headed toward the drinks. He found Maki with the candy and ran in front of him, again, yelling, "Trust fall." This time it legitimately caught Maki off guard and they both went crashing into the shelves behind them, knocking down merchandise. Oh shit. Go go go. They frantically scrambled to get up and run out of the convenience store. They ran out and down the street without looking back. When they finally came to a stop, sweaty and out of breath, they broke into an uncontrollable fit of laughter. Maki had literally fallen over and was clutching his stomach and both were gasping for air. Whenever they would calm down, they would look at each other and the cycle would start all over again. Hey. Kenma. Kenma felt an arm wrap around his shoulders. Hey, Kiro. He felt comfortable and melted into the warmth radiating from his body. Where are you headed? Home. Or why? Tired. Are you actually tired or do you just want to play your games? Yes. Yes to which one? Dart. Yes. If you could answer in more than one-word sentences that would be great. Okay. Kiro sighed and pulled Kenma closer to him. Do you want to come over? My parents aren't home. You know how depressing it gets. Kenma thought for a moment. A new game would be coming out tonight, but he could always get it tomorrow. Games can wait. He can spend some time with Kiro right now. He nodded. Alright. As they were walking, Kiro did most of the talking, as normal, but he didn't mind. He liked telling Kenma about his day and Kenma liked hearing about it. When they arrived they went up to his room and they talked some more. They sat on his bed across from each other with their legs crossed. Oh, do you wanna do this challenge that Lev was telling me about? What is it? Trust fall. No. Ah, come on. He leaned across the bed and placed his head in Kenma's lap and wrapped his arms around his waist. Baby, please. No. Please. No. Please. Absolutely. Really. Not. He groaned and buried his face into his torso. Please. He pulled out the puppy eyes knowing how much Kenma disliked it, and in response, Kenma's face formed an equally disgusted expression. Fine, I guess. Great. Kiro jumped out of the bed and dragged Kenma to the edge. Okay, now stand up at the foot of the bed and turn around, away from me. The other boy complied with the orders and when he finished executing the directions Kiro continued. Okay, now fall backward. He raised his arms in front of him. Are you going to catch me? Of course. Why wouldn't I? Do you not trust me? If we're being honest, no, not at all. I feel like I should be hurt. He sighed and lowered his arms and placed them on his hips. What do I have to do to get you to trust me? Kenma groaned. Please don't make me regret this. He said a quick prayer and fell back, quickly, and with no hesitation. He squeezed his eyes shut and prepared himself for impact and was surprised when it never came. He opened his eyes to find his boyfriend staring at him with his signature smirk. See, that wasn't so bad. He closed his eyes again and let out a sigh of relief. Your turn. What? This is not what he signed up for. You really think I'm going to be able to catch you? I think you could. I would literally drop you on purpose. Ouch, that hurts. The only thing hurt right now is your ego. I'm going to pretend that you didn't say that. He climbed back on the bed and stood up. Are you ready? No. Alright. This bitch. Kenma raised his arms up, closed his eyes, and waited for him to fall back. He didn't even have time to prepare himself before he was knocked to the ground and was struggling underneath his weight. Kiro. I can't breathe. Kenma was fighting to try and push Kiryu off of him. It's not funny. I told you I wasn't going to be able to catch you, you dumbass. Kiryu was out of breath himself because he was laughing so hard. After a few moments, he finally rolled off of him, though still laughing. Kenma groaned, irritated and tired, and stood up and walked over to where Kiryu was rolling around on the ground. You idiot, I was withering underneath your weight. Sorry babe. Kenma narrowed his eyes. La. Kenma climbed back in the bed, buried himself underneath the sheets, and pulled out his phone. The rest of the day was spent with Kiryu trying to drag Kenma out of bed and the latter effectively ignoring him.
And it goes a little